Today we are talking about how to find images that you can use for your business. We know that in this day and age where there's so much information overload, you can't just go online and pick an image and use it in your social media or in your business. You're going to get sued and you're going to pay a hefty amount because of using somebody else's images. We've all seen when brands have used images of people, of photographers who've worked day and night to produce these images, and then someone just picks it and uses it for a campaign and monetizes it. So to avoid being sued or to avoid going into legal trouble because of using somebody else's images, did you know that there are endless possibilities of where you can find good to use images that are relevant to your business or your blog or your social media without landing into trouble or without finding like 10 other people have used it? It's so funny. I'm sure you've seen these images that you've seen it being used by a bank. Kenyans have that issue. I don't know whether they hire the same social media managing company or the same agency, because you see a photo that is being used by a bank is the same one being used by a hospital. So make sure that when you're using stock images, they've not been used by other people, or at least they're unique to your business. Get photos that represent your market and use that photo to represent your target audience. So I can name so many disasters or so many things that have happened that have to do with images. And why are we having a conversation about images? Images are very important because they have the power of relaying your message. Your message has different, like the way your message is received can be different depending on the image that you use. So my first tip, or the first place that you can get free to use images, is to source from local photographers and to pay them to do photo shoots for you. All you have to do is look for models, look for a scenario, and get photographers to do a creative shot. You can even go to Pinterest and have a board of what exactly you want. Do you want a colorful shot? The best thing with getting photographers to do your images is whatever you have in mind is what you're going to get. If you're selling tea and you want somebody holding your tea and you're doing product photography, it's as easy as that. You just have to change up the location, change up the script, change up the ideas, and that's it. Number 2 is to source images from Google. So there's so many images from Google. Back then when I started my blog, before I knew that it's wrong to use images of people without permission, I used to just go to Google and search wine, and the first image that I'd get, I'd use it. So for you to get images from Google, you can do it in 3 ways. Number 1, you can ask for permission, which is the hardest route, from where you've gotten it. Obviously, every image has a source where you got it from. Contact them, ask them, hey, can I use your image? Number 2 is that you can credit. So you can say image from so-and-so or image from so-and-so.com. Number 3 is you can go to Google and then you hit tools. When you hit tools, you go to licenses. So it will show you the type of images. So there are 4 types of licenses. Number 1, you're going to get an image called labeled for reuse. So that image, you can use it for your wallpapers, you can use it for anything. Then number 2 is labeled for reuse with modification. So what that means is you can modify the images, you can crop it, you can change the effects, you can put text on it. So there's labeled for reuse with modification. So that one you can use it for anything, even commercial. You can even make an ad with those images. Number 3 is labeled for non-commercial reuse. So that means you can use it as long as you're not making money from it. So there's a thin line between a free image and an image that is not free. So there's another image called labeled for non-commercial reuse with modification. This means that you can change up that image, you can crop it, you can do it, you can edit that photo as much as you want, and but you cannot use it commercially. So I hope you've seen the difference between the 4 images. So there's labeled for reuse with modification, labeled for non-commercial reuse, and labeled for non-commercial reuse with modification. So take time, go through images. I'd rather you just do your own images or buy from stock photography sites if you really want to use Google Images, because if someone has labeled their images for reuse and then later they decide, I don't want my image to be reused, how will you prove that they had labeled it before. It's so crazy. So just get your own images to save yourself from all that trauma. The third place where you can get free images is from subscription services, whereby they send you like a batch of images every week or every month. So an example of such a site is one called Death to Stock Photography. That website is amazing, and they send you something they call the photography stash. So they send you like a stash every month, every 2 months, because they do these creative projects with people. They send you a stash of like 20 amazing photos that you can use anyhow you want. And their Twitter is amazing, their website is amazing, creative and very out of the box. So you can sign up to that. I'll link everything down below, so don't worry if maybe I wasn't clear. I'll link everything down below. You can check out the sites and get on with it. The fourth place, or the fourth way you can get to use images, is to go to paid photography stock sites. For example, Shutterstock, where you can buy an image for as little as $1. You can go to such sites, and there's so many. I'll link them down below, and you can pay if you really want. And I feel like paying is really good because you won't find anyone else with that image. You can use that image as much as you want, and no one will come and tell you, you know what, you use my image. You can show them, I did buy this image and I have the rights to use it with modification. I can modify, I can use it for commercial use, and no one will care if whatever you use the image for. So the fifth place where you can get photography is the free stock photography sites like Pexels and Pixabay, where you can get amazing photos. Sure, so many people have discovered these sites, and you'll see like photos being replicated, but they always have unique photos because photographers are always donating these photos for people to use, and they are free for you to use. You can modify, you can use it as much as you want, but they're under the Creative Commons license, which I'm going to read to you because I was not about to memorize that. So the Creative Commons license says, the person who associated a work with this deed has dedicated the work to the public domain by waiving all of his or her rights to the work worldwide under copyright law, including all related and layering rights to the extent allowed by the law. And this is by creativecommons.org. So you're free to use it. I mean, all that it says is like you've waived, if you give that photo, you've waived your rights. You can't claim it. People can modify it, people can use it, people can monetize it. So you can find so many photographs. Actually, I have donated a few photos on Pexels. So all you have to do is give, receive, use people's photos. But if you have amazing photos, also give and support people. So guys, I'll be having an amazing download down below, whereby I compile to you over 20 sites where you can find images. Isn't that amazing? It's gonna give you sites where sites you've probably never heard of. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. So all you have to do is download the document. All you have to do is download the PDF. It has amazing sites that you've never heard of, and you can discover amazing photography that other people don't know about, and no one can sue you for it. So some of them are paid. Make sure you read the licenses, make sure you read anything before you use any image. Ensure that you have full rights to use it, and also support local photographers. There's so many local photographers who are doing amazing work. I am in awe of what Kenyan photographers are doing. Support Kenyan photographers, buy their photography, hire them to do photography for your business, and we can all support each other. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions on how to use photography for your business, let me know. Remember to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend who might be interested in this. Thank you so much. Bye.